on live. We're gonna do a live stream upholstery. Now, if you've been with me and you follow the channel, this is part 3 of obviously this is the 3rd episode. So I did. If you go back in my live videos, you will see step 1 where we took the seat apart. Step 2 where I designed the seat and made the pattern. Well, tonight we're gonna sew the thing. We're gonna sew the pattern and everything together with the piping. I'm gonna just go over that, and we got new mugs. Look at that, Joe's Custom Mugs. They're on my shop. Go to my channel, and you can order up shirts, hats, mugs, a lot of stuff. I don't know, maybe some keychains coming. That seems to be a cool thing. But anyway, very nice. One more thing I want to show you. When you take the seat apart, you know, we want to clean up and polish the best we can. All the little knobs, all the little screws, you know, I try to polish them up before I put the seat back together. And I'm going to show you the old one, but I redid the, this is the centerpiece that goes on back of the seat. I'm going to show you, when I move the camera, I'll show you. But this is a new one. I redid all the center with new vinyl, a lot of glue, and a lot of, Anyway, if you want to see more of that, I have the other one. I could show you how I cleaned this up. I'll show you how I did it. You know, it takes a little bit of, you know, patience, I should say, but you could do it. It's not a big deal. I mean, the original ones on the seat were just cracked. They're from 1967. So those, you know, they're 56, 7 years old, right? Math. So maybe we'll do this another video. I'll show you how to make all these little accent pieces, because very important. So let's get rolling. I'm going to show you where we left off. Sunday I was on. Speaking of Sundays, we do Sunday Night Live. Sundays at 8 o'clock, talking hot rods. In case you're new here, come by every Sunday night at 8 o'clock. I have a guest on, and we go back and forth about, you name it, prices, parts, hot rods, future, the past, the whole 9 yards. So it's pretty fun, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it, and it's good to interact with people who are interested in the same stuff. So I welcome everybody to come. My Tuesday night, or my Sunday night live, I did sewing this past Sunday. It was Super Bowl weekend. It was the Olympics going on. I still had 1,500 people show up, so I'm excited. This is great. Let's get over. I'm going to back up the camera. I'm going to show you what we're doing. All right, let's see here. Yeah, it looks good. There's stuff everywhere, and that's just the way it is, you know. All right, so if you remember, this was the first episode. We took everything apart, and we put all our marks on it. Okay, so we know how to line everything back up. I mean, now we made patterns. So I got patterns. I got the center pattern made up, and I got all the piping done. Got some extra piping ready to go. And on this is the other seat. So I got the left and right. I got one I take apart, and I got the other one obviously right here. You can see this is the old center piece of the seat, and let's take a look here. Maybe you can see it better. It's the old one, and the color's pretty close. I mean, I wanted something a little more less faded, you could say, but the color's pretty close to the original seat. This has a little more, maybe sparkle. I don't know. Got a little more sparkle to it. So this is the seat. Now, normally, if I wasn't recording all this, you could take everything apart at one time, make patterns for all this at one time, and sew everything at once, and then, you know, put everything back together at once. But since I'm explaining what I'm doing, I kind of have to do it in little sections. But this wouldn't normally take like forever to do. You know, it all depends on, you know, what's going on. But this normally doesn't take 3 episodes. But I haven't touched it, so I can explain it to you as we're going. So let's take this over to the machine. I gotta move my laptop somewhere. Let's spill my tea. Actually, the laptop can stay right there. All right, come on over. Yeah, hang in there. All right, let's see. Can we see? Can we see? I think you'll be able to see right there. If not, we will move it around. All right, hey, what's going on, Nick? Nick. Alicia, how are you? Hello. Anyway, thanks everybody stopping by. Any questions, please feel free to ask. I can't sew or look at the computer, but you get the gist. Alright, so what I want to do, I probably got to stand up. I normally sew standing up anyway, so alright. So what I want to show you is there's a couple ways you could do this to where you can't screw this up. So when you're putting your piping on, doesn't matter what side I start on. I'll start on this side so you can see it. But I have the line here that you can see in the white grease pencil. Okay, I'm going to start my piping. I'm just going to start and follow it and let it run. I'll let it run long. All right, you know what? We better sew this on first. Hold on to that thought. We're going to sew this on quick. This piece here, going down the back, is the piece that I would use like a hog ring. I already have the piping in it. I'm going to sew this piece on, and if you look, I put a 1/4 inch green line. That 1/4 inch green line doesn't necessarily need to be there, but for teaching purposes, everything's about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, whatever you want to use. I like to use 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, anywhere in there, 3/8. Try to be consistent with what you're doing, and it matches up with my line I already have on here. So that line, when I go to sew, is going to lay it right across there like that. So let me run that by real quick. And another thing, when you're starting out, I would not be afraid. Don't be afraid to use the staple gun to hold your pieces together. And when you staple it, you want to staple, you want to staple back so you don't sew into the staple, obviously. But if you come in here and put a staple to hold this like that, all right, it's not going to move while you're sewing it all the way down. yeah, go on and answer that question. What do you people think? I on my poll, I put a poll out there: paint or cool upholstery. I don't know. Sometimes depends what kind of car it is. Oh, he's backstitch. All right, this is just to hold this on. And I'm just following that green line I put on there. All right, that's on there forever. See, so now when you fold this over, okay, this clicks a hog ring on the back. It's going to hold everything on. Now that I have it sewed, though, you can come in here, you can pop these staples out. They work good, like I just said, just to hold whatever you're sewing together. If you don't feel like trying to hold everything together and sew at the same time. Cool. Nice. Jay, where'd you do upholstery at, Jay? What part of the country? I'm just cutting behind my thread line here, just to take some of that excess off I don't need. Right? All right. Now, since this is taped, and there's going to be other people watching this for a while, or whatever they do, I restore cars, all right? We restore cars. That's what this channel is about. And, you know, obviously one of the things in restoring old cars, custom cars, is doing upholstery. So that's where this all kind of came about. All right, so, all right, I am gonna show you something here now. So now my piping is running long, obviously, and that's okay, it doesn't matter. But what I want to do is I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna staple real nice. I'm gonna follow this line I have here, and this is gonna hold my piping on, right? Just like that, all the way around, follow the curve, etc. Let's put a couple staples in it. Now you don't necessarily have to, but if you're gonna hold the top piece on as you're sewing, it's a little easier just to hold it. As you go, you'll get better at it. You won't have to do it. So let me staple this on. Put a couple staples in here, and we'll sew the piping on. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it run long. Just follow that line. And then we're gonna cut off the excess here once I get this situated. I don't know, is anybody watching the Olympics? A little bit. I've been watching it, but that's just because this is no good. Just because my TV's right here. I usually sit here and I watch it. This piece of piping is no good. I'm sorry. Okay. This one's good. That one had a little boo-boo on it, and I don't want to use it. Alright, I need to staple this on. This just helps shape the contour a little bit. It is it's easier to be precise when you take your time and do it precisely, I would say. Don't be in a hurry to do this. I mean, you'll see what I mean. You don't necessarily need to staple it, but it is easier to do instead of holding it. This is not really a curve, but when you get to a curve, I take where the curve starts and just give the piping. I cut in little pieces of pie out a little bit. It'll help it make the curve without. I know this is exaggerating it a little bit. Okay. Now it'll go around the curve. Look, much easier. And I'm going to come finish right down across here. This is the bottom of the seat. That's the top of the seat. These seats are pretty much are not really intricate because they wrap. This whole piece is going to wrap right around. It doesn't have many moving parts to it, so to speak. All right, we are good to go. So now, I'll put one there too. All right, any questions on that? All right, here we go. So now, we are going to sew this. Now obviously this is going to wrap around like this, around the top, okay? So this is my top piece. Let me see which one is which. So if you remember these reference lines that I put on here, these reference lines are going to line up, you know, with there and there's one here. In fact, I'll transpose them a little bit over here like this, just so I can see them. Right? Right. Alright, so this is going to go this way now. Now, I also took and put the green line on the back. So I know that green line is going to go, that green line is going to go right on my piping, basically. As I start and this is going to come up and this is going to wrap around. So let's flip this way. Let me get a shot of salute. Alright, I I normally don't have so much, well maybe I do, but normally I don't have so much junk up on there. So I'm going to line this up with that line right there. That's my first line. And I can start in the back. I'm going to start on the straightaway just to show you. Now, can we see? Okay. With my finger, I can feel the piping underneath as I'm sewing. That's got to go in a little groove there. You have to have a piping foot, obviously, on your sewing machine. But that's my... I can feel it with my finger, and that's why I don't necessarily need the green line, per se, but we're going to leave it on there. Alright, let's go. Lock her in. On the 10. Here we go. What's it doing? What doesn't it like? Oh, maybe this is loose. What am I doing? Oh, hold on, time out. We got a boo-boo here already. Alright, right off the bat. Right off the bat, my thread decides doesn't like it. Hold on a second, I can fix this. Bunched up on the needle. Alright, hold on. Take 2 seconds. I might have too much tension on it. Let me just redo this thread quick here. Now, every time I say how great I like this machine, it's been flawless. It does weird things, like it's possessed. Don't have the machine set up and threaded right, it's not going to work right. Alright, now we got it. Sometimes the thread comes apart. What are we going to do? Finally got my car started. It's been sitting. It's been sub-zero. It's been sub-zero here for at least a month. It's been terrible. And the car fired right up. No computer, none of that garbage. Fired right up. Yep. Oh. Alright. Try it again. That's better. Now what's your problem? This is not a good sales pitch for this machine. I shouldn't be doing this. Just seems to be, that's good. The tension on this is wicked. It's not working. seems good. Try it again. I broke my needle. No, it's done. All right, back to the drawing board. That's better. Now we gotta start making this turn. Just gotta hold that line where you want it as you're spinning it. And this is actually a pretty tight turn. Sew your finger either. If you sew your finger, then that's gonna really stink. Just gotta bring it around. Okay. Okay, there's one side. I'll show you what happened. Now all this is excess. All this I can cut off. I can cut this off right now. Let me just. Inside out. I gotta take the staples out because I can feel them. And it gives me my top of the seat coming around. Now I might have to flip it back and take the staples out. And now I want to go in. I lost it here. I bumped the computer. There you go. Come back. Come back, come back. Channel, go to the channel. Live. Saturday night. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Had a boo-boo. So anyway, I got the one side in. I might take another pass. I missed a little bit there. This has to be tighter. But you catch the drift. By stapling it, makes it a little bit, easier to hold on to. Let's do the other side. I'm going to do the other side first, which means I'm going to dress it up. We're going to sew the other side. Then we're going to fix any imperfections in screw ups that I don't like. If I don't like something, I gotta get it right, or I won't sleep. So we're gonna sew the other side on, get this manageable. Now I got the seat. We're gonna take the seat and, you know, rough it in, see how it looks. It 9 times out of 10, it's right in the money sometimes, but there's little adjustments, and the vinyl sometimes you put a little heat on it and it'll make it sit nice in areas that aren't sitting nice. Let's do the same thing on this side with the piping. Let me get some tea. Alright, so here we go again. Doing the same thing on this side. I'm going to follow my line, alright, with the piping. I am in Easton, PA. Been here forever. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, man, go back into some of my videos and you will see I did 11 interiors with this console from scratch. I'm in the process of building 2 cars right now. We're doing the Charger, which these are 67 Charger seats, and I'm also customizing and building the 56 Oldsmobile, which is a custom. I have airbags going on it soon. I have custom intake. The tri-power's got to go on. I got some really cool valve covers from the 50s that have to get put on when I get them, and it never ends, to be honest with you. And then when I get it all done, I'm gonna take it all back apart and paint the car. And not that I don't like, I love flat black. I think all the cars, you know, I was in 2 really cool car clubs, and boy, I mean, this is going back 2008, 9, 10 era. I think the one club we had 35 members, and we had 34 flat black cars. So, well, I have, you know, I like the flat black. Just cool. All right, as you can see, we are staple. All right, that's enough staples. As you can see, I cut the corners, so this will come around the corner. This is heading towards the bottom of the seat anyway. So now I can flip this over like so. Get my marks back. This is a grease pencil, Chinese pencil, China pencil, grease pencil. You get a whole box of them. They come in like a box of 12 for $3. $3? Does that sound right? I don't know. Everything's so expensive anymore. They're probably $100 at this point. What am I missing here? Oh, there's one here. Okay. So when I take my next piece, which I put over here, I take my next piece now. I already got the lines on for the holes for the knobs and everything. These 2 guys here obviously line up with that. See that? So that tells me that's gonna go there. All right, I didn't put the green on here. Let me show you how to do that. I use a green, just a green Sharpie. Okay. And just by eye, it just helps you when you're sewing it, I guess. Start here, just come in like 3/8. Okay, right around the horn. This make a nice line. Is it necessary? No, but it's a lot easier to follow this line when you're trying to keep everything straight. Because this line is going to go on my piping. I think it ends right here. I'll check that out. Okay? Little green line. Use any color you want. You can use a pen. Don't ever write on this side. I would definitely stay away from writing on the vinyl side. That's all. If you ever get anything on the vinyl, the only thing I use to take anything off of the vinyl is mineral spirits. That's it. Alright, so this might be a little different. I'm gonna make the bend because I have to start on this side. So this is gonna be a little different. We are gonna make the bend on this one. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna staple this on here. Just like this. Right where I want it. Okay, on that side, don't staple on the green line. And then what you can do is you can actually fold your piece that you're going to sew before you even. It's going to hold it in place a little bit. Because you really got to. You really got to crank on this once you start sewing it. And this is going to get stapled all the way around to the end here. Let me turn this inside out. Staple. Probably don't need to staple it, but like I said to you, it's easier to hold on to it. All the way to the end. Okay, so now I can start somewhat like that. And then we're going to pull all those staples out. I don't think it's a good idea to leave them in. Okay, let's sew this up and then we can keep moving on here. Once again, I put my finger where the piping is, and that's where I want to line up where I'm going. Now, just because these staples in here doesn't really I gotta follow the piping. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. Piping's right here. Go right around now. What the heck is that? Oh, okay. Fix that. Almost there. Computer. All right, let's check that out. Let's see what we got. Okay, first thing I want to do, I want to cut off this excess. I don't need it. Try not to cut good stuff. You only want to cut off what you don't need. And don't cut your fingers. Alright, let's, I don't think this is going to be perfect, so we're going to have to probably come back and doll that up some more, but let's see. Yeah, I missed there. This one's not bad, but I gotta get the staples out. Anyway, there we go. We're getting it ready to put on. Alright? Everybody see that? This is bad. This has to get fixed. I gotta pull these staples out too. I'm not gonna do that. Let me pull the staples out and then we'll address address some of the boo-boos here. yeah, sometimes you just can't hold everything as you, I don't know, and so on. So I use the staples in occasions like this, and then I gotta go back because I didn't. There's a couple spots where I didn't get close enough to the piping, to my liking. So. And what I do is I just flip it back over. All right, that's bad right there. And I go back in and I tighten it up. That's all. And you can feel it with your finger. You can feel it with your finger where the piping is. You can feel it right there going around. And I want to have that thread right next to that piping. And right there I know it's not. So we're going to close that up. Now I got to be out here. I'm out here anyway. I mean, normally this is where I got to get these seats done. Spring is coming. Car shows start in April, and it's mid-February. So I got to have these seats done. I have some customer work to do, and I have to get carpet in, and I have to get the Oldsmobile done. So wintertime is upholstery season, basically. I mean, there's a lot going on in the winter. But hey, it's nice and warm in here. Okay, let me just dial this up a little bit. I didn't get close enough. Now it's close enough. Alright, much better. I'll show you what we did. All this got to get trimmed. All that's got to get trimmed. But now we took and it's better. It's better. Maybe I get it even better. But I took the piping and I closed it up. So gotta dress it over here a little bit. All right, but let's go put this on the seat and see what we got to work with, and we can go from there. All right, let's see here. All right. Let me show you real quick. These are the bottoms I already did. These are already done, 100% all done. I gotta maybe hit it with the heat gun a little bit, but these are done. Just want to pop this on here and see what we're working with here before I. close this up yet. Yeah, it's gonna look nice. Alright, that looks pretty good. And this is gonna go down here like this, around the back. Not too bad, huh? And then we have, oh, I dropped stuff. We have see, that's gonna go. We're gonna find the center for that. Put that on. This looks much better than that one. All right, let's clean this up. I'm gonna finish sewing this, and then we're gonna install it on the seat. Now we're getting close. Now, you know, when you're doing this in real time, I better plug my phone in, huh? When you're doing this in real time, it's a lot different than cutting videos. You know, everything is, you know, just, well, real time. But if I didn't have to record all this, you're asking me, man, I lost the camera again. John Q Public, thanks for coming. If I didn't have to record everything, and I could bang these seats out, both of them, all of them in the back. I mean, probably, you know, in 8 hours. I could probably do, because I'm only making the foam on these, and underneath is fantastic. So, and I don't work like a pig. I don't work like a dog. So, that's casual. I like to casually I'll just make them. I can make these seats, you know, in 8 hours, or one day, you know, knock them out. But I haven't done that because now we got a 3-part series here. All right, so that'll follow that right down the line here, just like that. This goes like this. Let's sew that up. Yeah, Johnny Cash is always watching. Should come down across here like this. Not a lot. Let me see here. Alright, let's start it right there. Something like that right there. So you put my finger on there, and I could feel the piping right there. So that's where we're going to follow. You know, and normally I would come back with another stitch anyway, because 9 times out of 10, 2 stitches are better than 1 maybe. So that's going to be hit twice there. And then we're going to close this up better. And then this is going to be ready to go on. That's not going anywhere. That's good. Now I'm gonna pull these staples out. Actually, I can cut most of this out now. Do not cut your stitch, because then you gotta start over. Good. That should be really good. Now this side too, we can cut the rest off of this side. I might hit this side again. Give it 2 stitches. I dropped my mouse. Okay. Yeah. Alright, that's right on the money now. Just had to make another pass, clean it up. Okay. Oh, I lost you again. I keep smashing my mouse here. Let's see. Live. Alright, I'm back. So now let's go fit this up. Much better on all the piping now. I just had to hit it again. Yeah, we could probably get ready to put this on. Let's go see what it wants to do. Let's go look at it. Oops. I'm tethered. All right, here we go. Oh, am I working on a Corvette? No. This is we're working on a 67 Charger. 67 Charger. I only work on old cars. Let me explain that. I only work on cars, let's say 1970 and back, roughly, in that time frame, because I don't have time to work on everybody's car, like somebody's Escalade or whatever. So I really enjoy working on the old cars, period. That's why we have to cut out our little circles here, because this side still has the little nub here, but let me cut that one out, and I think this will sit right on where it has to be. Yeah, this came out pretty good. This is going to hook on here. We're going to hook this side. We're going to hook this side first, and then I'm going to pull the whole thing around, snug it up a little bit as I go. Then I'm going to bring the flaps around, and yeah, it's looking good. All this gets tucked in. All right, let me cut that. Let me cut this hole here for this guy. I like to use a razor blade. I like to use a razor blade for everything. And you just, I'm just gonna make an X here. This could, I can cut this out too if I want with a scissor. I can cut this out with the scissors as well. One more thing I just want to tell you is, if you precisely set up your patterns, if your patterns are good, just trust your pattern, and everything's gonna fall out the way it's supposed to. Just like these yeah. See, this is gonna lay out nice. This goes in here. Going to come around, okay, and this is going to come around the bottom like this. I made these vents, these vent pieces. Here, I'll show you the original piece off the 67 here. It's like a burlap, maybe a little bit stronger. Listen, I used this burlap, and once I set this up, you're never gonna know the difference. It's gonna look just the same when I'm done. All right, we're gonna finish these holes, put these holes in, bring this around. And then there's a little trap door here where I'm going to put the, I'm going to set up the emblem. That, as you can see, I redid the emblem. Emblem. I'll show you close up on that. Okay, close up, coming up. So we have this is the original, obviously. It's still on the seat, and this is the new one. so it matches the new vinyl. All right. Cool. All right. Where are you? This is what I. All right. Hold on. Let me get over here. All right. I am in Easton, Pennsylvania. Let me see here. Keep hitting this button. We are in Easton, Pennsylvania. Oh, right here. Easton, PA. Late 50s, early 60s. Yeah. I do any really interior. If you go back into my videos, I completely rebuilt a 46 Cadillac limousine interior. Did Buick, 63 Buick seats, 34 Ford truck tuck and roll, 69 Impala seats. I did 3 Ford F-150 bench seats, all different designs. And in between all that, I work on restoring 2 cars as well. So these Charger seats I can do here on a show every Wednesday. You get any car shows? Yes. Any other car shows? I go to Carlisle. I'm going to be at Carlisle this spring. I have to find some parts. Oh, I'm always finding parts, so I'll be at Carlisle this spring. I go to locally. I used to be in 2 clubs, and one of the clubs is still going. They have a show twice a year. I go to that. Gasket Goon show, which is it's here in PA. I used to go to Hershey a lot too. Listen, as far as like doing upholstery and stuff, like I started doing upholstery out of necessity. When I'll be in Easton Park, we're at CarMax. Oh, okay. Yeah, listen, I need some parts from Carlisle. That's funny. Cool. Yeah, cool stuff, man. Listen, I have buddies. California. I got them. Florida. I have friends all over the country. Actually, other countries too at this point too. It's really cool when I do this live stuff, and I have my Sunday night. I do a Sunday night live every Sunday. We get on with Talk Hot Rods. Everybody's welcome to come and chime in. We talk about everything related to, I don't know, hot rodding, parts, where to find parts, restoration. Because I technically do, I restore cars. That's my gig. I don't mainly do upholstery, but I do upholstery. I'm finding much more than normal because I do a niche upholstery. I love the old stuff. I do tuck and roll. I do just all the cool stuff from the 60s. Like, I love to do gasser interiors. I love to do custom stuff. Let me show you real quick. I'll show you my car since you're all here. Let me go show you my car and go for a walk. I'll show you my car quick. Because I do, if you can see it, I do all custom interior on the cars. Everything. Door skins are all custom made. So, obviously diamonds, right? and then I'm working on the charger. So that's all gonna get these seats right here. And I have the buddy seats. These are the flip down buggers. These all got to get redone, and they're going in the cars. They're going in the car. I just have to get everything done. And I'm not. Thank you. I'm glad you like that. Those diamonds. Some of you do interiors. Boy, I was selling diamonds. I was seeing diamonds in my sleep on that. I did the headliner on that car too, and that car I just showed you is I got a complete airbag system going on it. I have the tri-power. It's getting the tri-power set up. I do all my own engine work. I rebuilt that motor from scratch. It's a 371 Olds. There's a video on my channel. Go back and check it out. I am gonna finish that car. I have some things I want to do to it, and then it's done. Done. And the final thing is going to be paint. I'll probably take the car all back apart and repaint it. And the charger, like I said, the seats, I'm finishing up the interior. I have all new floors in the charger, all new brakes, disc brake conversion. I just put a new posi in it, and yeah, everybody wants triple diamond. Well, I'll do anything any customer wants. It's funny. I even do golf carts. I did custom golf cart seats, and that sky's the limit there. That's some really cool stuff. But I like to do period correct interiors. So if you subscribe to my channel, please, by all means, go back and look at the 34 Ford pickup I did, all custom tuck and roll. I did the ceiling, I did the carpet, everything. And if you enjoy this kind of stuff, I'll do more and more of this stuff. I'm out here sewing anyway, and I enjoy the company. I guess everybody's going to show up. I think the last time we did this, part 2, I had about 1,600 people show up. So, awesome. Just like and subscribe, and we will continue on. And I got mugs. If you're interested, get your own custom double-sided Joe's Custom coffee mugs. They're on my website. They're on my channel. But let me see. I'm probably not gonna finish that seat. I'm not gonna button that up tonight. But I think the next time we come back, we're gonna take apart that buddy seat. That looks like a fun project, and I want to show you how to make these. If anybody, there's nothing like building a brand new seat, and then you put the crappy emblems back on. Either way, if you had to buy these, you can go on. I think year one, you can go on. It's not in my head right now. Year one. What's the other place? I just got the book in the mail today. Anyway, you can go on and you can buy these. Okay, you can buy these, but you're still gonna have to wrap this to match your new vinyl you put on. So next time I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do this in real time with the old one. It's pretty cool. You need some really good glue. I showed you the glue I use. This is the glue I use. This is the only glue I use on upholstery. And other than that, I use like I gotta use a little Loctite crazy glue, whatever, and I close the ends up. And I'll show you how to do that next time. And it works for any badging, whatever, on your seats. It doesn't matter. It all works the same, but it's got to take your time. And oh, I got here my ice cream seat, my Evel Knievel ice cream seat. Go back and watch that video, how I made that. That was fun, and I can't wait to do more of that. I'm doing the interior on a vintage ice cream truck. Okay, that seat is going to match. I'm going to do something on the interior as well to match that seat. Yeah, that's all tuck and roll with cotton. I shoved cotton in it like they did back in the day. But is there anybody have any questions? Throw them at me. Feel free to throw a support for the channel, because you know I enjoy doing this, but still it would be cool. Buy me a cup of coffee, so to speak. And in honor of my Olympic Evel Knievel seat, go USA. I will see you this Sunday night. Tune back in every Sunday night, 8 o'clock. We do a Sunday night live. I have guests on, and the more the merrier. Everybody show up, and we got a lot of questions. I got some really cool guests from all over the country, and I'm getting more and more people that are very interested in this, and they're going to be on. So tune back in every Sunday night, 8 o'clock. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to do Wednesday night live, just like this. I'm going to do live sewing. I have a dash pad. I'm going to show you how to recover a dash pad, because that's got to get done. We got stuff to do. I'm excited. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight, and we're going to do more of this. I appreciate everybody, and good night. Have a good night.